Hi everybody, it's Mrs Dyer, Year 4 teacher here, talking to you about times tables. Okay, now primary school children are expected to know all their times tables up to 12 times 12 under the current national curriculum. Children are supposed to know their times tables by the end of Year 4. The multiplication check is now compulsory for children in Year 4 and it's taken in the summer term. Children are tested on an on-screen check where they will have to answer multiplication questions against the clock. They only have a few seconds in which to do this before it moves on to the next question. The DFE says the purpose of the check is to help teachers identify target areas in which to support children. Tables can seem easy when the children have learned them, but it's a very different prospect before they have learned them. I can't help stressing enough how knowing the tables helps in all areas of maths, not just number. And this can make children feel very worried. So it's important to make the children feel comfortable with doing their tables and that like they're doing a fun activity. The diagram on the next page shows the 144 times tables multiplication facts that every child needs to memorise. However, some are repeated, so 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2. Children need to be able to recall any times tables answers within 2 or 3 seconds. This means there's no time for counting. So they can't go like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 or anything like that. They've just got to have that recall in their head. And the answer has to be recalled almost instantly. This is a multiplication grid. If your child would like one to take home, all they need to do is ask their teacher and their teacher will give them one to help them. We use these in school. The children know how to use them and I'm sure they can teach you how to use them as well. Okay. This grid below on this slide tells you what the national expectations are for the children in each year group. So in Year 1 they are expected to be able to count in multiples of 2 and 5 and 10 and recall and use all doubles to 10 and the corresponding halves. So that's like knowing that half of 10 is 5, double 5 is 10. In Year 2 they should be able to recall and use multiplication and division facts for the 2s, 5s and 10 times tables, including recognising odd and even numbers. In Year 3, they need to recall and use multiplication and division facts for the 3, 4 and 8 times tables. And in Year 4, this is when they need to know them all up to 12 times 12. And in Year 5, recall and the multiplication and division facts up to 12 times 12. And in Year 6, again, it's recalling and using the division facts up to 12 times 12. There's many different ways we can ask children to multiply for their tables, and they're all right. It helps if you're consistent and if you adapt the language your child already uses in school. For example, 3 times 8 is 24. 3 multiplied by 8 is 24. 3 8s are 24. 3 lots of 8 are 24. They all mean exactly the same thing. I'm now going to pass you over to Mr. Morris, who's going to share some tips with you.
Hi guys. I'll just go on to the next slide. I might use the pen tool at some stage, but we'll see how it goes. Useful tips. Stick to one table at a time. This is crucial to avoid confusion. Start by chanting. We write them in order. Do that on a whiteboard. You can do it on a scrap of paper. Move on to completing the answers quickly in order. So you're trying to build up that recall speed, basically. Finally, move on to completing the answers in any order. Keep reminding your children that 4 times 3 is the same as 3 times 4. So it's always reminding the children about those relationships between numbers. Talk about numbers as you encounter them. E.g. 7 times 5 equals 35, that's our house number, trying to keep it relevant to real life experiences as well, all the time, if you can. I'll just move my face. Games to try at home. Super Fingers, it's a game for 2 players. Game is basically a version of rock, paper, scissors, but with numbers. 2 players count to 3 and then make a number using their fingers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then they go. Both players then have to multiply both numbers together, and the quickest one wins. Okay. Multiplication snap. We'll play this a lot in school. You need a deck of cards for the game. Flip the cards over as you play the snap. The first one to say the fact based on the cards turned over. In brackets it says 2 and 3, say 6 gets the card. So 2 and 3, 6, 2 and 4, 8. The person to get all the cards wins. We also play, I'll tell you about this one, we also play, the children are familiar with the game Splats. So that's where you have children stood up, they face each other, and someone calls out a multiplication fact. They might call out a multiplication sentence. You can link these to dividing sentences as well, but someone will say 5 times 5, and one child has to say the answer, turn to the other child and splat them. Okay, and whoever does that first obviously stays up, and then the person who got splatted sits down. Okay, that's another good one, and you can try that at home. You can play that with anyone. Anyway, there's online maths games as well. Topsmarks is a really good website that's got lots of multiplication games. Hit the button, coconut multiples, maths, fishing, times table grids on there as well. YouTube, Mr. DeMaio, times table songs and times table rock stars. Now all the children should have their logins for times table rock stars. They should be in their diaries. Please let us know if they are not. We've got them all. Me and Mrs Dyer have got them all for times table rock stars. That's really good, really interactive. You can set challenges against each other, and it's really good for recall, so you've got to be quick. Please check those out. There's a Splatboard as well, online Splatboard. It's not listed on the online games section, but that's really good. Just type into a Google search 100 Splatboard and it'll come up. Again, loads of games with that. Thank you for watching. Hope that's helped with some ideas to support children at home with their times tables. Any questions, please do let us know. Okay.